Hi, this is Greg with FX Saddle Company, and this is a quick tutorial on how to install a set of bucking rolls. Here are some of the tools you will need. You'll need a screwdriver. Electric or non-electric is fine. Of course, your bucking rolls with a piece of Latigo string attached. Typically, I like about 30 inches on that. A needle nose pliers. Two screws, which will be 1.25 inches long, and the screws that are coming out of this saddle are only 1 inch long. So because they're going through a couple layers of leather additional, you need some longer screws. And lastly, a scissors to trim off your extra string at the end. So the first step is to remove these screws over here on the sides of the swells. Okay, and I usually like to start with the piece with the string over here on the left side of the saddle. Okay, you want those screws snug, but you don't have to over tighten them. And now we just need to wrap this a few times. And there's several ways to do this, but I'm going to show you the way that I like to do it. So I'm going to start by going through the other D-ring, come back through, come up through the other one again. And now you're gonna have to put a little elbow grease into this and tighten it up. And what we're gonna do now is start our wrap. And so I'm gonna basically make some circles around here. And I wanna preserve a place though at the end through these circles to run this back through. So to do that, I'm going to take one of these strings and just lay it across there. So I'm doing this a little backwards from where I would normally do it. I prefer to stand up at the front of the saddle. Maybe I'll do that here. So we're going around that saddle string, as you can see. Just keep going down. Back up. Try not to let your string get twisted. Looks like maybe one more time here. Okay, after the last one, the last wrap, I'm gonna bring it back up through this D-ring right over here. And if at any point you can't quite do it with your fingers, the needle nose pliers is what that's there for. Okay, and so now we're gonna run this back through underneath here where our string is. So, pull that out. Okay, so the next step is to tighten it as good as you can. And we started our wrap over here, and so this is really where we're going to start tightening it. And you don't pull too hard. You don't want to scratch your string all up, but we're basically just going to try to snug this up a little from where we had the saddle string through there. We just got to have a little bit of extra. And a quick side note, if you have a slot cut right here in the front of your seat, some saddle makers will cut a slot there, and the purpose of that is for when you install bucking rolls, as you make your wrap around here, you want to wrap through about the center one. You want to go down through that slot and then continue your wrap. And that allows you to just really keep these exactly where they're supposed to be. Over time, this lace will stretch a little bit. You might notice that these get a little loose, and you might have to snug them up. Snug it up a little bit, but if there's a slot cut there, that helps to hold them in place. So that is pretty much it. You know, you can pull it out and do it again if you want to before you trim this. You know, perhaps we could have done one more wrap right here to cover up a little bit. That's not too bad. Generally, I take this excess right here and I just pull it down through, and I'll trim it with, can you see there, maybe a couple inches left over so that you can still grab it and pull it snug if you want to. So you can just cut that off with the scissors. And that's all there is to it. Thank you.